In response to NYCHA's Blueprint for Change presented by NYCHA Chair and CEO Gregory Russ, a group of NYCHA residents gathered at the Adam Clayton Powell Jr. State Office building to demand inclusion in these plans.
I have been working with these resident leaders and residents from across the city for the last 4 weeks because a statement was released called Blueprint for Change, and residents' input was not part of it.
TA leaders and residents and NYCHA came together and really wanted to have a response to the blueprint that the CEO, Greg Ross, had released. So they had a lot of reservations and concerns, and were really frustrated that this plan was released without little to no input from residents and TA leaders.
For more than 500,000 renters in New York City, public housing has provided reliable affordability before and during COVID-19. The 16-page Blueprint for Change document outlines potential pathways for NYCHA's reorganization and investing of capital to stabilize and improve the condition of its properties. And while the plan does note that NYCHA is in the process of engaging residents, stakeholders, and elected officials to gather feedback around stabilization, residents say that these plans are being rushed and prepared without their input.
If it's the only true way for the residents to go, let's truly sit down and properly plan it to avoid the kinks and the mishaps that we know happens when you force, push, and rush things.
One of the major things that they kind of talked about that the residents have some of the biggest pushbacks is these vouchers, these Section 8 vouchers, and if it doesn't get funded by Congress, what would happen in the future. They also had some concerns about being able to be public housing, right? If they transition all of these 10,000 units to these vouchers, public housing as we know it would be gone. And although these things have happened in other states, New York City is literally the biggest public housing section in the United States. So it's important that we keep public housing and we keep it affordable for our tenants.
NYCHA residents and tenant association leaders are now preparing a blueprint of their own, proposing their ideas and input for the preservation of public housing.
We plan to issue the residents' respond to the blueprint change with our own set of recommendations of what we must include in any proposal. These are our homes, and nothing will happen to us without us. We are also calling on NYCHA to pause on their effort to move this plan forward and meet our demands for resident engagement.
NYCHA has not been very correspondent with our residents, and I think it's about time we take change and take action for those who have not been heard.
At the end of the day, we all fighting the same fight and we're going through the same battle. And in order for us to win this battle and to be successful at the war that we're about to fight, is we all have to come together. We all need public housing to stand, because public housing is truly one of the only affordable places for people to live. And that word affordable should be used very scarcely, because there's nothing else affordable in New York City.
Reporting for BronxNet, Sanji Lopez.